my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea.
Okay, alright, really quick, let's open up in a word of prayer when we get started, so bow your heads. Hush, Stephanie. Alright, Lord, we thank you for today, and I thank you for all these ladies who have traveled near and far to be here. And I thank you that you have ordered their steps so they are right here tonight. We pray that you give them encouragement and clarity for moving forward in their businesses, Lord, so that we can bring honor to you. And we love you and thank you for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Okay. All right, let's get started. We have a couple of special guests, a few, that I want to just mention. And one right here is Barb Latimer. Stand up. Woo! Barb is here to hang out with us. She's not training, but she lives in Tampa, and she is a 3. And then our special guest trainers all the way from Valdosta, the Metropolis. Who's excited to hear from them tonight? Kimberly Montgomery, first time. All right, so really quick, what we're gonna do is time for recognition. Who goes to be recognized? Okay, where's my husband? I don't know what to do. Jonathan. Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to Stephanie. Welcome, Stephanie. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm talking loud. Okay, all right. We're recognizing for the month of April. Okay. Okay. So first, I want you to stand up if you love your jewelry. Remain standing if you are an actual jewelry lady. Official. You're official. Have a seat if you are. You're busy or you're yes. You guys are awesome. Okay. Are you not sure if you're jewelry? She's almost more diamond, but she's not sure. Okay. Don't tell her husband. Alright, if you have one person in your first level, remain standing. The rule is you have to run, which you can't follow William. Okay? Alright. If you walk or mow, you're gonna have to do it again. Okay. Alright, does everyone understand? Oh, well, you guys kicked me down. I have to take the cord part, I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay, alright. So, stand up if you had one home show in the month of April. Remain standing if you had 2. Alright, come on up. Jessica Coker, how many shows do you have? 3. 3? Cam, you had 2? Okay. If you had 2 or more shows and you're a leader, take 1 step forward. If you had 2 or more shows, take 1 step forward. Good job. Good job, guys. Pat yourself on the back. All right. So, if you had a show that was $100, meaning it counted as a show, stand up. Yay! Everyone's in your squat tonight. Okay. Remain standing. If it was a $200 show. 400. Woo! All right, come around. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, do you need to say your name? No. Carly. Okay, Carly, I actually ran into her at Target with my body by accident. And I said, oh my gosh, I love your necklace. Are you a jewelry lady? She says, no, I was thinking about it, but some crazy lady named Kristen Sutton wanted me to be a jewelry lady. I said, you should. So I'm so glad you're here.
Like $850?
Woo! Good job. Oh, here she comes. It was like $775. I don't know, but I think it was around like $500 or $600. Woo! I want to start having shows that are I don't know. Because those sound like really good shows. Alright, now if you had a $400 show greater, take a step forward if you're a leader. And that is proof if you work your business, you should always be modeling a healthy business for your team. So, don't eat bonbons. Okay, so now we're going to do total retail. So if you had the whole month of April, had at least a $400 month, stand up. Yay! All right, $600. All right, come around. All right, what was your retail?
Well, I only had one.
Okay, so it's 800 something. 40. Woo! That's very nice. Woo! Good job. Okay. All right, if you had at least $600 in retail and you are a leader, take a step forward. Look at all of y'all. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Okay. So now we're going to have anybody that is Quick Start, rookie team, builder, designer, amethyst, emerald, quick start. If you promoted to executive director, any of those. Anybody do that this month?
Anybody quick start?
Quick start? Oh! Oh, okay. Come on, don't make me embarrassed. What is your name and what did you promote to?
Nikki Kenny, and I'm ready.
No?
You got a crown jewel?
That's next month. I did it just now.
So we got Emerald, which is $12,000 CD, 120 days. Run the line. That's it, go to your seat. Lacey Baxter.
Okay, really quick, we're gonna do. Yes. Okay, if you're a new jeweler, I want you to stand up. Meaning you are a new jeweler and you have not been announced at training yet. Stand up. Oh, don't they look beautiful? So cute. So cute. All right, y'all welcome him. Now listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write their name on the hello, my name is. Okay, and then you gotta tell us your name. Who's your career mama and why you love career. Okay, this is. See right? Yeah. Okay. This is. Everybody say hello, Carly. Oh, Christy Sutton is my career mama. And I love Premier because I get to share Jesus with women. Woo! Not Jesus. Woo! Okay. Very good. Okay, you can sit down. Alright. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Rachel is my premier mom. And I love Premier because of all of you. What am I doing? Everybody say, it's not Tasha, regardless of what you think. It's Tasha. Everybody say, hey Tasha! Hey Tasha!
Nikki Kitty is my premier mom.
No, because of designer. I didn't. No, you didn't. I lied. I totally lied. I'm sorry.
Once you count it.
And I love career because of the jewelry and to have lady time.
So she's got 5 kids under the age of 7. Y'all say hey to Lestine! If you need Triple H, she can hook you up.
Triple A sure says. Hi, I'm Lestine, and my mama is Melanie Page Wokala. And I love Premier because of the jewelry. I get to share it with my sisters, my friends, my church, everybody.
Yeah, baby, I got it. I didn't count it, so.
Oh, I have another Mallory that I love. It's a good name to have in Premier. Y'all say hey Mallory!
My mom is Jess, and I love her because I get to wear all of her jewelry and meet all you wonderful people.
I was listening to Angela. The metropolis of Angela. Yes. All right, real quick announcements. Y'all know I'm not very good at this. Okay, so open up your calendars real quick and let's go over some announcements. First of all, I just heard from the DL that the retired jewelry list is out, and you may not be on your phones until this meeting is over. Just saying. The ones that are being retired right now will still be retired 2 hours from now. So, okay. All right, really quick. I feel better than I did last month. Can y'all tell? I'm so glad nobody got strep throat for me. Okay, today is May. All right, listen, for you to qualify for the Jones jewelry, which has all the special charms on it, the necklace and the bracelet, you have to have your show submitted and your new jeweler signed up by the end of this accounting period, which is what?
30th.
Yeah. May 30th at midnight. Okay, so raise your hand if you're going to sponsor a new jeweler. Everybody's hands should be up in the air. Very good. Okay, the month of June. Who can tell me when our training is? Our next training?
Second Monday.
We're in the wrong date. Oh gosh, wait, hold on. Just a second. Go back to May. I told y'all it's a second. Okay, go back to May. Now listen here.
It only changes one time a month in a year.
Did somebody move those chairs over to make room? Okay. I was just realizing. Okay, so tomorrow, if you were in the Founders Club Top 500, you get to register tomorrow. And let me just tell you, if that is you, you need to be on there at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on the dot. Because they are insane. So if you're at general registration on Thursday, you also need to be on there at 10 a.m. So if you work or you're a teacher, say, I'm dying, I'm having diarrhea, I gotta go take a break, and sign up, okay? It really only matters significantly if you are the room captain for your room in order to reserve the hotel, okay? So like I said on Facebook today and through email, you guys need to get with people to room it, designate a room captain, and figure out who's gonna do the registering for the hotel.
Remember that time I got drunk on candy?
Stand up if you made Founders Circle, Founders Club. Stand up if you made Founders Club.
Candy.
Woo! Stanley Whitehurst.
Stand up. I thought you were talking about Circle too. Yeah, but top 500 at Founders Club. Yeah, that's what I meant. snob. No. We love you for that. We're very proud of you. That's hard work. The Founders Circle PS is the top 5% of the top 5% in the months of January, February, and March, which is huge. Okay, it's out of about 35,000 people, so that's huge. So go girls, all of you. So listen, so you can register beginning on Thursday is general registration at 10 a.m. Eastern time, okay? So if you're doing that, you're your room captain, you gotta be on there like Donkey Kong, and you gotta get on there and register. We are staying at the Hilton, that's where we always stay. I like it better than the Omni, it's cheaper. And it's right there, and it's closer. Okay, so going to June, was that everything for May? Oh wait, no, Fun to Share falls on Memorial Day this week. Y'all good with that? I think it'd be great. Fun to Share is on Memorial Day. So it's on Monday, May 26th, and we are having barbecue. Boop, boop. Okay, so can't wait to see you there. Okay, June, we have our June training on, we actually have new jeweler training on Saturday, June 7th. At Christy Sutton's house. Woo! Glad we just confirmed that right there for you. Okay, it won't be at my house because we have dance recital that morning. But so Christy will be running it at her house. Awesome. So if you're a new jeweler, you need to RSVP, and it will be at her house. Gainesville, that's on Saturday, June 7th. First Saturday of the month. 9 to noon. 9 to noon. All right, then we have Monday, June 9th. We'll be right back here. June training. All right, so can't wait to see ya. May 26th. And then our June Fun to Share is going to be on May 23rd. Y'all know what I mean. I told y'all I suck at this. June 23rd. June 23rd. Okay, and then who can tell me the most important thing in July? No.
4th of July.
It's what? 4th of July. Yes. Ray Trainer's going to rally.
Wait, what?
Okay. Listen, July 9th if you're a leader, 10th, 11th, and 12th, which is actually really great for those of you who work full-time jobs. You can fly in on the morning early of the 10th, which is exciting.
Yeah.
All right? So that's what we're going to be planning on. Y'all got to plan that separately. I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Okay. We're on training. Yeah, we're on talk about that next. We'll have it around the week. We'll have it around the week. I just got to talk about it. Okay, I'm turning this over now. Thank you. To Jess. Okay, so listen, our leader in charge this month is Jess, so she's going to come and share with you some summer tips. Then we're going to segue into the Montgomerys. Then we're going to do some fashion with Shauna. She's so excited to stand in front of you. And then we have sponsoring with the Montgomerys. And then we'll do devotion and the drawings. Does that sound good? All right, y'all welcome Jess Ralph.
All right, who wants to know how to have a sizzling summer? All right, good. I'm going to share some tips with you. Okay, I've only been in one summer. I've only went through one. I've only experienced one. And my last summer was my first summer, and it was terrifying. Everyone had warned me about the J months, and I was really scared. I was scared that all this hard work I was going to do was just going to like fall apart during the J months. And I was really especially terrified because I was having a baby in the middle of July. Or it was supposed to be June, but she ended up being May. So I was terrified, and I remember calling Danielle because I knew she had had a baby and still ran her business, and I was, scared of or anything. Can y'all hear me good? Okay. It's hard to tell if me. Okay, good. And she said this. She said, well, you just got to know your body. You just got to know when you go into labor. And I was like, okay. And she's like, and then you just book your shows like normal. I was like, all right, well, my babies are early. My first 3 were 2 and 3 weeks early, so surely this baby will be early and everything will be fine. I'll just book shows like, a month after that. But number 4 was late, and she was 5 days late. So my first jewelry show, she was 6 days old. I don't remember much about it except that Tommy was there and he was setting up all the jewelry and it looked a mess, but I didn't even care. We're just gonna do this. And I remember taking an intermission after letter A in the first game to go nurse the baby. And I was like, okay, it's intermission. We gotta go feed the baby. And I was like, okay. It was all a fog, but anyways, I made it through. In summer, it wasn't nearly as scary and bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was able to still stay consistent. I held 14 shows, I think, from June to August, so it wasn't nearly like I thought it was gonna be. So I do want to share some tips and things that I did over last summer that I'm going to be doing again that I think helped. Okay, so the first thing you do is you need to decide what you want out of your summer. Do you want to get out of the house a few times out of the month? Do you need to make new friends? Do you need some money for a vacation? You have to know your goals and then plan accordingly. Remember that goals create wills. For most people, summer is a time of, less commitment, lazy mornings, late nights, so you're going to have freedom, right? A lot of people, this equals freedom. But I don't want you to lose your focus, because that would be really bad, okay? Don't stop working Premier just because it's summertime. That's probably one of the worst things that you could do. You still have to carve out time to make phone calls, to follow up with your customers and your hostesses. A good idea would be to even call all the people that you did shows for last summer and offer a killer deal. I love that Premier introduces all this brand new jewelry that we're going to get in July. That is ingenious that they do that. That helps us so much because you can call them all and say, hey, Susie, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what's happening next month. We're going to pretend we're June. Premier is releasing all their brand new stuff, and I know that you and your friends got to be one of the first ones to skid off. So you have that, which is really huge. I remember I did that last year. I called a lot of people and told them about that, and it helped fill my calendar. It's also, you're going to want to overbook. So if you usually book 4 shows, book 6. If you usually book 6, book 8, okay? And another thing I would say about the summer is it's a good time to be flexible. So, maybe meet at Chick-fil-A with some stay-at-home moms and let your kids play on the playground while y'all play in jewelry, or go to Starbucks and sip lattes and, in the morning, change up your routine if you need to do that. Think out of the box. Theme shows are also really fun to do this summer. Salsa and sandals or a luau style party, that's going to create excitement for the hostess and for her guests. If I could say one thing I think that really you should do, though, more than anything, is you should become your hostess's best friend. Because you've got to stay in contact with her. Like, not in a weird stalker way, but you've really got to work on, just staying with her. Wait, where'd I go? Somewhere. Now is the time for you to offer all of your services to her, okay? Become business partners and encourage her to get those pre-orders and get her involved. Because the more involved and excited she is, the less chance for a cancellation. Last year, I mailed invitations for probably over half of my hostesses over the summer. It's not something I typically do, year round, but in the summertime, I did do that, and it really helped with cancelizations a lot. It's a big roadblock because if they've already been invited, and they've been invited, it's going to be hard for that hostess to cancel or postpone. So it takes more time, it takes more effort, it takes more money, but for me, I feel like it was 10 times worth it. Plus, people love getting real mail, snail mail. I do. I'm all excited when I get something other than bills. Yeah. Yeah. Fun mail. Something fun. Yeah, it's got to be fun. But that's another way that you can kind of put a huge roadblock for that. Okay, where else was I? Oh, this is good. Teachers. Okay, they are off for the whole entire summer. So this is a good time, right? How many weeks do y'all have off? Like, I don't know, 8 or something, 4? 9, something like that. You should know this, right? But this would be a great time to share Premier with a teacher because they can work their business that whole summer. They have time and energy to probably dedicate towards it, and then if they just decide they don't like it, they go right back to teaching. But this is a good time for them to give it a try. Snail mail. Okay, back to the snail mail. Yes, think about, I know someone had posted on Rockstars earlier, about a month or so ago, about the beach balls, the little mini beach balls, and mailing those out. I did do that last year, and they just loved it. They were so excited. They had it waiting at the show, like, oh, look at this beach ball. I love this beach ball. Oh, she mailed this beach ball. How did she do that? So So mailing those little mini beach balls was huge. They loved it. Yes.
Did you just write the address on?
Yeah. I
And
did.
you put a stamp on the ball?
They like put the label thing on there. You know.
Wait, you literally take a inflatable?
You inflate it.
This big.
I had like, yeah, I just took a box of them in there. I don't know. What?
Yeah, blown up.
Blown up.
Blown up. Yes, blown up. So they get this great little ball.
On the ball with a
I got mine off Amazon and they were really cheap. They ended up being like less than 50 cents a ball or something. I don't remember what it cost to mail. It was probably closer to $2 or so per ball. But I was all about creating excitement and it worked. Oh my gosh, they responded to me. And it was another great little way to follow up again too, like, hey, did you get that ball? I know you did, you know. Yeah, and if they didn't, you know, or if they don't already called you. And you could just write something on it. I think I wrote this. I wrote, can't wait to party with you and your friends June 24th. We're going to have a ball, okay? So something silly. And, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and love notes, you know, those little notes, they love those too. Because right now it's really hard to connect with people over the phone. It's getting harder and harder to get people on the phone because texting is so, that's all everybody does is text. But I want to like hear their voice. But the next best thing for me is mailing little notes, okay? So that's good too. You can even mail like the gift cards that Premier has, the little plastic gift cards. I remember mailing those one at a time with explanations. I mean, I was really all about staying in touch and then calling on a weekly basis. And I don't remember who said this. I heard it somewhere. But they said if you have not contacted a hostess 4 times, then you have not done your job and cannot expect the hostess to do hers. So she needs to hear your voice or see your typing or whatever, however she connects with people. You have to remember that she comes first and her guest comes first. She's allowing you in her home and meeting all her friends. So you got to treat her like a queen and make her feel special. Okay. Oh, this is sort of how my keeping in touch thing goes. So I will, as soon as they book a show, like at the show, sometime during that week, I would thank them, write a little thank you, like, oh, you know, reminding them of the date of their show, and just can't wait to see you and your friends. I'm looking forward to getting you some free jewelry. Please call me if you have any questions or if you need to change your date, so I have enough time to fill that spot. And that's just a quick little thank you for them, and then I'll call them. I mean, sometimes I call them that week, but usually I feel like that's too much. So I'll wait 2 weeks until hopefully they've had the jewelry from the hostess, and I'll call, check in on the jewelry, and then also a little blurb about her party if it's coming up, if it's within that month or whatever. What else did I write on here? I don't have my glasses, so I can't see. I should have wrote. I left it in the car. I don't know why. Oh, and then I contact them 2 weeks before and talk about pre-orders. Make sure they know how to get the pre-orders. Make sure they know how to, their guests know how to pay for the pre-orders. And then the week of, I call and I say, you know, Susie, just be sure to remind your friends to wear a solid colored shirt, and you know, send out those reminder calls and texts, and just confirm the time too. You don't want to show up late to a party. I don't know who does that, but people do. So make sure you confirm that. Okay, what else? If you're really low on summer bookings, somebody suggested this. It may have been Nikki. I think she did actually. Somebody, I think it really was her. Doubling the hostess gift cards is a great way to, if you need some bookings, you're going to spend a little bit out of your profit, but at least they're working towards something. You know, if you're doubling that gift card, yes, it's going to be something in your pocket, but at least they're getting their pre-orders, they're getting bookings. So there's something, instead of just saying, oh, I'll give you $50 of free jewelry or $25 of free jewelry, I think that was a great idea. And it just depends how much you're willing to sacrifice for a booking.
I did do that, Jess. And I
Did you do that?
So like I started, like if you need summer bookings, start now. And when you stack your boxes for each for hostess, like I do it regular, and then I let them know. And if you book in this month, I will double those bonuses. So then they were already impressed with the display, and then it got even bigger.
Yeah.
And people were ready to sign up.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Okay. Oh, another big thing that you're going to want to do over the summer is become a professional at overcoming objections, because you're going to hear a lot of, oh, I'm out of town, or I'm going on vacation, all my friends are on vacation. Wow, that's awesome that you guys get to vacation for 3 whole months, right? That's awesome. I wish I was on vacation at that time. out of town for 3 months. So chances are there's a week in there, a day in there somewhere that you can both do, find a day that works for both of you and you can do a jewelry show. So that's probably the one that you're going to hear all the time. And people are still in town. And you got to think, there's not all these school meetings, there's less sports going on. So there's actually a lot more free time for jewelry shows. And yes, and you can tell them, they need some new jewelry for their vacations. People are always looking to accessorize for the jewelry. I already talked about that. Okay. Sorry, y'all. So Shauna is going to show us in a little while some fashion stuff, but the things I do, just 2 things that I kind of touch on that's a little different for summer. One is a vacation ring. So it's like Laura or My Love, another one that looks like a wedding ring, a look-alike, a faux. And I just talk on that, you would be really sad if your real wedding ring got lost on the boat or out the beach. But if you're wearing one of these, it's not going to hurt so much. So I pass that around, they're like, oh, it looks real, and it really does. I wear this one, we'll show, and they're all
Lindsay
like,
Hall knows about that.
this is my husband.
Lindsay
Cute,
Hall.
right? They always ask if I'm wearing this. I'm like, oh, he just works at Publix. But this is a good thing to do, and I think it's a great idea. I mean, I do that. Another thing I talk a lot about is earrings for the summer because, you're sitting by the pool and you're not going to have all this going on or candy. But earrings you're definitely going to want to wear because they're going to make your face look thinner, and they're going to make your face look more feminine, and it's just a good thing to have a pair of poolside earrings is what I call them. So I pick out 3 or 4 of my favorites, and it ranges on whatever the people I feel like are liking. But good pair of hoops. Yeah, I do tell them mostly, but they still need to have them on. I mean, most people like it.
Just take on jewelry, sunscreen.
Yeah.
And then it's not like we actually swim.
I know, right? Although I did have to swim today. I had to swim underwater today. I promise. My kids were begging me to go underwater, and it was so freezing. It was miserable. And the baby had no clothes on. We didn't have a diaper, or we had a diaper. We didn't have clothes.
Like the Whitehurst house.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't our house. It was our neighbor's. So it's even worse. We're pushed down there in a stroller. I have to get my children. But yes, talk about earrings. That's a good thing, and then the ring, because even if you got your hair pulled up in a ponytail and a hat, if you got your sunglasses and you got some poolside earrings, you're gonna look hot. Okay, so that's a good thing. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, and no, I don't know. Sorry, I went out of order and I messed everything up and I can't see.
Great. So good pair of
You are? Here we go. To talk about summer. I got it. Oh, I went to Lake Lear.
Well, I was going to say,
I mine would be a spray tan. Because I don't do outside very well. Alright, so really quick, so I'm going to introduce Kimberly. Jonathan's like, don't introduce me. But I will say, if you go to Rally and you hear a lot of singing, there's 2 Jonathans who sing really well. It's my honey and this one right here. I hope you do a duet this year. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so anyway, so he sings really well and also plays the piano. And Kimberly, you'll see on stage this year too. Anyways, listen, so I met Kimberly. I met her a long time ago, but I really got to know her a year ago because they were both performing, and so Kimberly and I were just there being gophers with Chuck Brown. And so I really got to know Kimberly and just totally knew that I already loved them, but really fell more in love. They're a dynamic couple, and you can see that God is blessing them in their premier businesses for a reason, because they're giving work to bless. And so I'm so excited to welcome her. So y'all give Kimberly a warm welcome.
Do I have to hold it? I can talk really loud. Okay? So I will do that because I'm very clumsy and I have a tendency to trip over things. So if you can't hear me, just say, speak up, okay? All right, well, I am so excited to be here, and I have really been looking forward to this for a long time now. It's been about 2 months ago since Lacey asked me, and I remember I was sitting on my bed when she texted me and said, can you do training? And I was like, what? Like, I wanted to throw up. I wasn't really sure about this, so anyways, I started working on some things, and it just kind of came together that we are going to train on booking. So I always like to start with our story while we got into Premier, and we are in our 5th year in Premier, and we absolutely love it. And we got in back in 2010. I'm gonna have to look at my notes here. And when we got in, it was because we needed more money, right? He says yes. Jonathan and I, we got married at 19 years old.
Woo!
Yeah, we did. Well, I was 18, he was 19. I was almost 19. And so we, were living life. We both had good jobs. We had no debt, no kids. Our, house was paid for. It was bought for us as a gift. It was a trailer, okay? It was like $5,000.
That's right. Hey, all good people start in the trailer.
But we had a 5-year plan. And we had a 5-year plan to, not buy anything that we didn't need. Well, 6 months after we got married, we were expecting our first child. So there went the 5-year plan, okay? So we were both working, had great jobs. But early on in my pregnancy, I decided that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, and that I would stay home with my kids. So I quit my job, stayed at home, and I was able to do that. Well, fast forward to 2009. Now we have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, boy and a girl. And I had some unexpected surgeries, and it ended up being about $10,000 worth of medical debt that we owed. Had no insurance on me, so you know how that goes. The hospital's calling, ready for their payment, and I was like, you won't get what you get. So anyways, Jonathan works at a bank and has since we got married, and he was working on salary, and he came home one day and he said, I have this great idea how we can make some extra income. And I was like, really, what? He said, you can get out and get a job. And I said, you are kidding me, right? And he was like, no, I'm serious. And he thought it was a great plan. And so after I withheld from punching him, no, I'm just kidding. But after I, kind of got over that, I started filling out those applications, and Jonathan's over here praying, unbeknownst to me, Lord, please let Kimberly find a good job with a good boss, somebody who's going to treat her right. And I'm over here praying, dear God, please don't let anybody call me back. I do not want a job, and if they call, I'm not telling him. So anyway, nobody called me. All the applications I filled out, but a really good friend of mine called me and invited me to her training show. And she said, I'm selling Premier now. And I was like, okay. And I remember being on the phone with her and thinking, this might be just what the Lord wants me to do, so I can still stay at home with my kids and still bring home extra income. And so I prayed about it, had complete peace about it, went over to her house the day after her show, and looked at all the jewelry, and I was sold. And I called Jonathan and I said, I think I'm going to do this. He was like, okay. I said, it's $1,200. He's like, okay, I'll support you 100% as long as you make my money back. And we have. I've made that back over and over and over again. And so Premier has just been such a huge blessing to us, more than just financially, but we have met so many great people through this business. And that's one big reason why we stay in, is because of the people that we've met in the business. We still need the money, but we love our friends, okay? So this evening, I will be talking about bookings. So I have a question for you. How many of you would say that your calendar looks exactly how you want it to look, and you have enough shows on your calendar that you'd be willing to share some with me? I didn't think so. Okay. All right. Well, who needs more bookings? We all do, right? So if you've been in any amount of time, that bookings are the heart of your business, and they are key to our success. I have girls all the time call me and say, my retail was 120 and I got 3 bookings, so it was okay. And I said, bookings are great. If you're having bookings, you're making money, right? So I wanted to share a really quick story with you. Back in 2012, I had been in the business 2 years. I opened up my calendar. I had 2 shows in December of 2011. I had 2 jewelry shows. And they were okay, and I had not gotten any bookings off of them, but I thought, that's great. I have the whole month of December to, spend it with my family and do what I want to do. Well, it got to be about the end of December, and I opened my calendar, and I looked at January, and there was nothing there. Nothing on my shows, nothing on my calendar, no shows for the entire year. I had nothing. And I thought, oh my goodness, how did this happen? You know, and so I looked back at my shows, and what I quickly realized was that I had not prepared for January. I had not prepared for it. But that was definitely not a place that I wanted to be in either. That was a bad place, because you know what I got to do? I got to do homework. How many of you like homework? No, I didn't like it in school, and I don't like it in Premier. Okay, so I didn't want to do my homework, but I got on the phone because I knew I needed some jewelry shows. So I called a good friend of mine who had not had a show, and asked her if she'd book. She said, yeah, me and Mom will do one. She wound up canceling on me. So no shows for January. I think I ended up with 2 in February and maybe 2 or 3 in March. Well, at that time, I knew something has got to change, and it had to be my booking activity. So I had to go back and kind of see what I was doing. Well, I was doing my booking activity, but I had gotten away from going and asking the ladies. I was letting my hostess take the boxes around and ask, would you like to do a show? And take a box. Well, that wasn't getting me anywhere. Nobody was doing shows, nobody was booking, and I was just like, okay, you know. So anyways, flip here. Okay, I've already said that, so I'm doing really good. So anyways, I found a video training of Melody Box, and I don't know if y'all have ever seen this. It's on the Draper's website, forjewelersonly.com, and she was doing, it's called STOP, S-T-O-P. Okay, I don't know if y'all have seen that video, but I would encourage you to watch it if you need bookings. And some of what you're going to hear me say tonight I got from her because she changed my business, okay? But in this training, she does her booking activity, play or pass. Simple, right? How many of you use that? Yeah? A couple of you could. All right, well, we all know that one, and I loved it. And I watched that video over and over and over again. And I would watch it 2 and 3 times a day. And then I would go practice in the mirror 2 or 3 times a day until I actually became Melody Box. I said everything she said. I mimicked her every facial move. I did everything, okay? It was really weird. My husband thought he was married to a superstar. So anyway, but I was having fun. So were my customers, and so were my hostesses. And eventually those 4 shows turned into 6. Those 6 shows turned into 8. Those 8 shows turned into 12, and I was thinking, wow, this is really working. And so, January of 2013, this girl had 12 shows on her calendar, and they all held. So, don't let anybody tell you that your day months are your bad months. You just have to prepare for those months, okay? And you have to prepare early, all right? And I don't think I've ever been in that situation again because it's a scary place to be in, to not have anybody. It's like starting over, okay? So if you don't want homework, you got to learn to book at your jewelry shows, okay? Now, some of what I'm going to tell you, you've probably already heard, but it never hurts to hear it again. And some of you may be new jewelers, right? We got some new jewelers in here. Very good. So this is going to be new to you. So I'm going to talk to you tonight, okay? All right. So, but the first thing, I think that your bookings start with hostess coaching. How many of you hostess coach? Yes. Okay. Very good. Well, when I hostess coach, I always let my hostess know that she can guarantee herself another $50 in free jewelry when 3 of her friends book a party. And so I say something like this, so who do you know loves to do this sort of thing and would like to get some free jewelry? And you'll see her wheels start turning. She's like, oh, Kelly would do a show. I said, okay, I want you to get with Kelly before the party, and I want y'all to write this down. I said, I want you to say this, girl, you should have a show. You'll get a ton of free jewelry, and I'll come. Okay, sometimes they just need to know that people will support them and they'll come to their shows. So can y'all remember that? Girl, you should have a show. You'll get a ton of free jewelry, and I'll come. Okay? And I'll let her know that. And then I let her know also that her 3 bookings count if we get them before her show, during her show, or even after her show before it closes out. Okay? Now, I do always rebook my hostess as well, and I can tell you ladies right now I have more shows on my calendar for August than I do for May because I'm rebooking my hostesses. Plus, if you are a designer, the point starts in July. Is that right?
Yeah.
They start in July for the next designer trip. Okay? So you could qualify in August for the next trip if you're a designer. Okay? So play it smart. Go ahead and be rebooking those hostesses. All right? And then I tell her when she gets her first booking to call me, and I have a special gift waiting for her. It could be free shipping for her that night. It could be a tennis bracelet, a charm bracelet, whatever you want to give her. Just something small as an incentive for getting that booking. And then when you get to the show, start with that lady who said, yeah, I'll have a show. Because ladies mimic other ladies. They do what other ladies do. So have her sit close to you and start with that lady that agreed to have a show. Okay, that's confirmed with you and the hostess. All right. We also get bookings at our home shows, right? That's the best place to get them. And it starts way before your booking activity. Does anybody know where it starts? At the door. Very good. Have I done this training before? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. You want to greet those ladies at the door with a handshake and a smile. Your smile is your best accessory, okay? So make sure that you're greeting them. Make sure you get there early enough to set up your jewelry, help your hostess a little bit, and then, be able to follow her to the door. When that doorbell rings, I'm right behind my hostess. And they'll kind of look at me like, what are you doing? But I am there to greet those ladies as they come in, okay? Strike up conversation with these ladies. I cannot tell you how weird it is. Now, when I got into Premier, I was really, really shy, believe it or not. I can't even believe that I'm standing up here today doing this, okay? But I was really, really shy, and I would go stand at the jewelry table just like this, and I'd just watch them pick up their jewelry. And I cannot tell you how weird that is. That's weird. I'm weird, okay? That is weird. Do not do that, okay? So just make sure that you are striking up conversation with them. It can be, do y'all have plans for the summer? Where are y'all going? Do you have kids? Where do you work? Y'all know the drill, okay? Just strike up the conversation. Get to know them. It creates that relationship, and it doesn't feel so weird when you have to ask for a show, okay? Be excited during your jewelry show. There's a difference between being excited and being hyper, okay? But you can be excited and still have fun. I will tell y'all this. I had a jeweler in my downline, and every time I sign girls, I have them come over and practice their show on me. And she literally got up there, and it was just me and Jonathan and one other jeweler in the living room, and she stood there with her notes like this, and she said, I'm so excited to be here. And I said, girl, you gotta be excited. They're not gonna want what you have if you are not excited and smiling about that show, okay? So, anyways, one rule to follow when you're doing a home show is more. If you think you are smiling, then I want you to smile more. If you're thinking you're being excited, then be more excited, okay? More is better, all right? And I think they say that when you're doing what they do in the rally, singing and stuff, more, more. All right, so I guess I'll learn that this year. Okay, the next thing is your booking activity. This needs to be fun, it needs to be good, and it needs to be something they want, okay? I will tell you this, if you are no fun, they will not want to book a show with you, okay? I've had ladies tell me, I booked because of your enthusiasm. That's a great feeling, okay, to know that you're fun and people like you and they want you to come to their house. So, Gayla Unger said one time, as long as you're excited, it doesn't matter what you say. As long as you're excited, because women love free jewelry, and so you just be excited that they're getting all these boxes. So, all right, so give them a visual of your hostess plan. How many of you stack boxes? Yeah, okay, good. Stack boxes. Give them a visual of the hostess plan. And then you can do play or pass, deal or double deal, chance or honor, whatever it is you're comfortable doing, but whatever you do it with excitement, okay? You have to be excited. So right now, I just want to show y'all really quick how I do my booking activity. And everybody in this room, you may do exactly what I do. You may do something even better than what I do. But I'm always up for suggestions, okay? So I just want to quickly just show y'all. Now, I do stack the boxes as my visual. And during my show, all of my ladies have little Premier boxes. It has a couple of pennies in it. They're called shaker boxes. Every time I say Premier, they get to shake and shout Premier back to me, and they get tickets throughout the show. When I hear them shouting Premier, I like for my ladies to interact and it be loud, okay? So that is one thing that I do. Now, in the lid of their boxes, there's a number taped up there that has how many tickets they can earn. Now, I do deal or double deal right now, okay? So I'll tell them, I'll stack my boxes, and I'll say, now, ladies, I'm going to come around and I'm going to ask you if you would like to deal or double deal. If you say deal, that means yes, I want to have a jewelry show, and I'm going to do it in the next 60 days. Okay, you can put a number on it, whatever you want to do. Okay. I say, and then you're gonna get the number of tickets that are in the lid of your box to go towards the free earrings that we're giving away tonight. Now, if you double deal, that means you are going to book in the month of June, and you are going to get double the number of tickets that are in your box. Okay? It's like being at the Fun Factory. It's really fun. Okay? So does everybody understand? You're going to deal. You're going to have a jewelry show in the next 60 days. If you double deal, you're going to have a show in the month of June, and you're going to get double the amount of tickets in your box to go towards the earrings. Now, in that box, I have anywhere from 10 to 100 tickets. So if they get 100, now it's just wrote on there. I don't have 100 tickets in there. But if they get 100, they get 200, okay? And then everybody's like, well, I ain't playing the premier game no more because she done won, okay? But this is exactly what I do. I make sure they all understand, and I walk right up to them. And I say, okay, what's your name? Jessica. So, would you like to deal or double deal? Double. Yeah. Woo! Yes, girlfriend. Okay. Would you like to deal or double deal? Double deal. Double deal. Yes. Woo! Okay. And do you see? I get right up in their little bubble. I'm not uncomfortable doing that. That is fine with me. But I like to ask because I know I've been at that place where I didn't ask and I got no bookings. So I get right up in there with them, okay? And if they say no deal, I say, girl, you know that wasn't an option, okay? So I just play with them and we have a really fun time. But usually I can pull anywhere from 3 to 4 bookings at a show, okay? So just make sure that you ask each lady.
Kimberly, can you repeat that one more time? What do you do if they say no deal?
No deal? I
Say that one more time.
Girl, you know that wasn't an option. And they just, yeah. I don't give them that option. They have, no choice. So, anyway, they'll say, and I say, I'll get you after the show.
For a deal, what was that? What was the time frame for a deal that you
Deal is just kind of whenever. I usually go like 2 months out. I won't let them go any further than that. So, double deal, they have to book for like, if I need shows at the end of May, I'll say that means you're going to book at the end of May.
So whenever you
Yes, or the 1st of June. Yeah, whatever you need on your calendar is what you need to tell the ladies.
6 months or 60 days?
The first deal, you can do like 60 days or you can go out, 3 months, however far you go out on your calendar, it's fine. They can just book any time. But I try to, when they book their show, I do try to get them in as soon as possible. So I'll get to that in just a little bit. So, all right. The 5th way that we can book shows is at checkout. So if they did not book during the booking activity, there may be a reason why. They may have a legitimate reason. They just did not want to share it with all of their friends at the show, okay? So at checkout, you could say something like when they bring you their order form, girl, you are going to love that necklace and bracelet. What a great choice you made. Did you see the earrings that matched it? And she'll, yeah, I did. Well, I would love to give those to you for free, okay? You're still asking, okay? She may have said no during the booking activity, but then she's going to come back with some kind of objection why she can't have a show. Or, if you use wish list, you might say, girl, I see you weren't able to get everything that was on your list tonight, but I'd love to help you get it for free. What do you think about having a girls' night and inviting some friends over? Okay, you're just offering one more time until she says no, okay? But as long as she's not saying no, I'm going to keep asking, okay? All right. I'm not being pushy, though, I can promise you, because I'm not a salesperson, all right? But what would you say if someone says, my house is too small? Have it at my house. Have it at a restaurant, okay? What about, I don't have any friends?
Your phone.
Invite your enemies. Okay? All right. No one will buy anything. What would you say? No one will buy anything.
That means you're going to have a lot of bookings.
That's right. So get them all together. They don't have to buy anything. Y'all, the jewelry will sell itself. I have ladies all the time say, so-and-so's coming, but she can't buy anything. And I guarantee you she will walk out of there with a necklace and some earrings. Okay? So they will buy when they get there. Their friends are just prejudging them. Okay? All right. What about I'm remodeling my kitchen or my bathroom or...
We need to show it off.
That's right. We need to show it off. So we can book in, you think you'll be done with it in June? We can just book a show, pencil you in real quick there, okay? All right. These are all real objections, and we can overcome them. Just don't be pushy with them, and remember that offering is not being pushy, okay? All right. The 6th way you can get bookings is advanced orders, all right? So bookings do not end after the party's over and you're all packed up and you're going home. They're advanced orders. There's ladies who could not come to the show that night. So those ladies, they did not have the opportunity to see the jewelry, to try it on, or to even come to the show. And these ladies have spent their hard-earned money to help their friends out. Okay, so they deserve a call to thank them for placing that advanced order and letting them know how much their hostess got in free jewelry. And offer them free jewelry when you call. And if her show's not closed out yet, tell them she only needs one more booking. Would you be interested in having a girls' night and getting some free jewelry for yourself? You'll help her out, okay? So help your hostess that way as well, okay? Now, let's talk about scheduling those shows on your calendar. So it's May right now, right? Yes. So when a customer says she wants to book in October, do you let her? No, good. I figured it hasn't. All right, so I will tell you, I don't let them either. Okay, and that's called controlling your calendar. You have to book for when you need money and when you need shows, right? I have my girls, sometimes they'll call me and say, I got 3 bookings, I'm so excited. And I'll say, that's great. When did they book for? Well, one's for August and 2 are for November. And I'm like, what? That's my first reaction. But I'm like, why did they book it? They couldn't do it until then. Well, she wasn't controlling her calendar. So a great way to control your calendar is to use the psychology of the clipping. Have y'all heard that? All right, so I wanted to bring my calendar up here. It's under that bag, in that bag under you, if you'll give it to me. I don't have a clippy on there right now. This is Jonathan. He likes to be seen. He should be up here doing this. Okay, but what you would do is clip your calendar at the back. So it's open to May. Clip your calendar, okay? Clip it. Because when you show these ladies your calendar, they're going to be like, okay. So, all right, so clip your calendar. They will not move that clip unless you give them permission to move that clip, okay? So they can see the dates that you... Right, I'm closed this month. And then if they say, well, do you have anything in June? Then I would open up to June, and I would clip it. All right? Clip it. The psychology of the clip it. Ladies will not move it, okay? So they will not move that unless they have permission to do so, okay? Let's see, the power of the highlighter. Now, I've been looking around, and I saw a lot of you ladies have your calendar highlighted. How many of you have your calendar highlighted? Got little things? Okay. Or stickers on it or something. Okay, we talk a lot about highlighting your calendar. And highlight the days that you want to work. And this is powerful over people who are thinking about booking because they'll see how full your calendar is. Now, I typically do 2 shows a week. I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes 3 shows a week, but typically I'll do a Tuesday and a Thursday. I only give up 1 Saturday a month. Yes, I do. Because I think that Saturdays are my family time. Fridays are my office days and kind of my nights to do what I want to do. Sunday's church, every now and then I'll have a show on a Sunday. Every now and then. But not all the time. And then Mondays are trainings. So a lot of our trainings are dedicated to Mondays. So the highlighting is powerful over people who are thinking about booking because they're going to be like, wow, she's really filling up. So I need to get on her calendar quick. And it's powerful over you because you'll know the next available dates that you have when you go to a show. And you'll know that's the dates that you need to be working on getting them booked. So if I open my calendar and say, well, I can't do anything in May, so my first available date is June the 2nd, I'm going to know that I need to push that June the 2nd. Or if you really need a booking that day, when you're doing your booking activity, I have 1 bling date. So if you book on this date, I'll give you an extra $25 in free jewelry. And ladies will take you up on that, okay? So it will also help you feel balanced in your business and help your family feel balanced. There was a time when I had a show every single Saturday for months. And Jonathan, I came home one day and he said, Kimberly, I love you and I love Premier, but you have got to quit giving all your Saturdays away for shows. And I was like, okay. So I did, and I kind of cut back on that a little bit. But that is just for us. If you can only do Saturdays, that's fine, okay? So you just cannot wish for a well-balanced business. You cannot just hope that it happens next month. You have to work to get it there. So do something starting tomorrow or tonight even, Don't get on your phones yet till the training's over, okay? To have an awesome June, and here's what I want you to do. How many of you have heard of the 10-day booking challenge? Yep, a couple of you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you again what it is, and I think this is a great way to get your calendar going and get you some bookings. All right. So each day you want to focus on a different group of ladies that you can call and ask to have a show. Even if you schedule a show on the first call, I would still continue to call more ladies in that category each day. Since you want to fill your calendar quickly, I would give yourself about 45 days, within 45 days to schedule those dates, okay? So the first challenge, the first day, day 1, would be your family. So you can call your family members, your husband's family members, people who you consider family, close friends, that kind of thing. All right? Y'all got that? Challenge number 2 is friends. So old friends, new friends, best friends, call your friends, okay? Number 3 is your neighbors. Now, you can go door to door in your neighborhood if it's safe, okay? My neighborhood is good, but I'm just not sure about it. So, but door to door in your neighborhood, or you can call old neighbors if you've recently moved. You can call some of your old neighbors. Challenge 4, day 4, is coworkers. So you can call old coworkers from your previous job. You can call your husband's coworkers, unless you've sponsored all of them at the bank. You can call your best friend's coworkers, okay? Challenge 5 is your maybe later list. How many of us have maybe laters? All of us, okay? They all say maybe later. Call them. It's a great time, and people that have, these are people that have scheduled or that you have met at previous parties. And what 2 months are coming up? June and July, those J months, okay? All right, challenge number 6, prior hostesses. So if it's been a year or 2 since they've had a show, give them a call and get them back on the calendar, okay? We have new jewelry that they probably haven't seen. All right, challenge number 7, vendor events. Schedule a vendor event or a business, at a business. You can look up on Facebook pages, vendor events going on or craft fairs. You can set up at a local hair salon, an office. You can do hospital events, okay? Challenge number 8 is a fundraiser. How many of you do fundraisers? Yes, I'm doing one right now, and I absolutely love doing fundraisers. This is a great way to get some bookings and get new people in there. All right, challenge number 9, set up a mystery hostess show. That's the easiest one that you have control of. And so when you're calling and asking these people and they say no or whatever, invite them to your mystery hostess show. Okay, go ahead and have it scheduled. And then challenge number 10 is lifestyle. Now this is the best one because you get to go shopping on the 10th day, okay? So you go shopping with our gift cards of intentions to meet ladies, okay? And I think that's on the other training that I'm doing tonight. But that is my training on bookings and how to get them. And I hope it helps some of you.
Okay, I've been instructed I can't talk forever. I have like half a second. Let's just hope no one's peeking at her retired list, and hopefully nothing I'm showing tonight is retired tonight. So she has this on, both forgot mannequins. Woo, lovely jewelry ladies. So this is what she has on. It's a great combo for summer.
Sedona and resort.
That
without
one?
the pearls. That's a weird combination. So I mean, some people love it. Pearls with it. I just pearls? Oh no, I don't think so.
Something that. Come here. Oh, yeah, you picked the wrong person here.
I know, yeah.
You be so more your.
But everybody can see it back.
Shrink. Yeah, so that is Zebra and Gemma. And Gemma's kind of iffy with all this right now. I don't know. There's me.
Yes, she is. Be very careful.
Yes, you are. Is that yours? What? Where?
Right up.
Oh, no. Eugene, come on. That was mine. Oh, it's yours. We were talking about this on the way here. That is retired. Yeah.
No.
It's hot wood. I'm looking by the stove. Okay, here we have Dakota and salsa. Very, very like fiesta colors.
Southwest.
That's the word I was looking for. Southwest.
Yeah.
Southwest Florida.
This is a good 4th of July piece too.
I make my hair for
I really wanted to wear this last 4th of July. So.
Mark for rally for Red, White, and Blue next.
Yeah, Red, White, the day at rally.
Okay, this is gonna fit over her head, but this is chiffon.
Oh, let me see it together.
I love the dress, by the way.
Penny, $39. I had to order online in tall, but
Extra tall.
because all of them come like this.
Yes.
Me on the other hand, from Crease.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's fine.
You can't, yeah, exactly. You can't add.
It's like $30.
Okay, I don't like this.
Stop it.
I don't.
I saw the mess out of it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
It's always
Okay.
It is so tangly though. I don't want to tangle. If it tangles, I just get rid of it. Yes, I really do.
okay, and this one is for people who are not afraid of color.
Okay, here. This is
Great, great. Lipstick.
my thing is lost, my extender.
And the last one, because I went over my couple seconds, was the what? The multicolored one.
Queen of Progress.
And on the second time I say it, I'm like,
Alright, ladies, this is the last one. Last one.
It's very romantic.
That's retiring.
I have a feeling about the Ritz too, actually. The Ritz chick.
Y'all show this at your shows, people sell this. This sells every time. Make it long, put in the inside.
It does a lot of tricks.
Tracy and Curly Felix.
I actually didn't know you could put that ribbon on that necklace. Oh, very good. I do my thing. All right, very good. Okay, Kimberly. Kimberly had a prayer. Now she's going to keep on with sponsoring. And listen. I want you to pay attention to her because we are going to break up into small groups after Kimberly talks. And then we'll come back together for devotion and prayer and end it up. But I want you to pay attention to what Kimberly has said before and what she says right now, because I want you to be able to discuss these in your small group. So we're going to be talking about what is one thing that you can change tomorrow and this week about your business based on what Kimberly has said in your small group. So I want you to be thinking about that as she speaks this time. So go, girl.
All right, well, this time is going to be talking about, it's a little bit of bookings and sponsoring. I've kind of combined the two a little bit, but it's drumming up business. All right, that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. So I'm just going to be telling you how to increase your business activity and add home shows and jewelers by using tools that are available to you, okay? So I'm going to just start with my sponsored activity that I'm doing. I'm doing big money, little money. Really simple, right? Do any of y'all use that in here? Big money, little money? Some of you? Very
Mostly.
good. All right, Stephanie Whitehurst, come here. Lacey Bassford, come here. You're the only two names I know. Well, no, all right, so what I do...
Big money in here, so that's all we teach. Yeah, this would be great.
Oh, good.
This is better.
Okay, well... All right, so big money, little money. This is what I do. I call up my hostess, and I call up another girl who I've kind of been watching throughout the show, and I'm thinking she looks like she'd be awesome at this business, okay? So I would call them up. I just don't even let them volunteer. Just bring them up, all right? So, Stephanie, you have decided that you need some extra money, so you decided to be a jewelry lady like me. That's awesome, isn't it? Okay, well, girl, you are fixing to blow this out of the water because you're going to have some awesome shows, okay? Now, as jewelers, we make 50% of everything we sell. Yes. You can use some extra money, right?
Yes.
And some fun time. You have 4 little boys, right? I'm sure you like time out of the house. Okay. All right, so Stephanie, your first week in business, you had a jewelry show on Monday night with one of your good girlfriends. And you had an average $400 show. Now we make 50%, so how much did you make?
I made $200.
That's right, girlfriend, and you get paid that night. So if you gotta stop and get some diapers on the way home, there you go. You got your money, all right? Now, Lacey over here, she was a little different. So she decided she was gonna go get a job working at a department store, okay? So Lacey,
Because don't I look like I work in a department store?
and they say this, y'all, they have fun with it, okay? So Lacey goes
I
out.
went to Walmart.
She gets a job at Walmart. She gets a job
Actually, Dollar General.
Lord Jesus. Okay, so she makes a whopping $7 an hour. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, they do that and they're like, oh, that's not good. Okay, so you went to work Monday night, you worked 4 hours, and you made $7 an hour, so how much did you make?
That's a lot of fast.
$28, that's right, but I can't give you anything tonight because it's not your payday yet. Oh, sorry. All right, so back to Stephanie. So Stephanie, she goes back and does the jewelry show on Tuesday night. Girls, this show was a $600 party. $600. So how much did you just make?
Oh, shut up. I just made $300.
You just made $300.
Oh,
All right. Now, and you got paid that night. Again, really good money, right?
More diapers.
Okay, now Lacey, you went back to work on Tuesday night, and you were in there. Girl. No, she wasn't checking people out. She was folding panties. So Lacey's in there, and she's hanging up them shirts and folding them messages, and you're making $7 an hour. Alright, by Tuesday night, she is already hating her job, okay? Who wants to fold panties for a living? That's right. So anyway, so Lacey, you made another how much? You worked 4 hours. You made how much? $28. $28 for some stanky panties. But I can't pay Lacey because it's not Friday.
I'm gonna be really mad when I go home.
You're gonna wish you were a jewelry lady, okay? Now, all right, you need to take off Wednesday night because it was your boy's birthday, and you decided Thursday night you'd take off as well. So you did show on Friday night, okay? So Friday night she goes out and she has another $600 party. So how much did you make?
Oh, I made another $300.
You made another $300, girlfriend. That's pretty awesome, right? All right, now Lacey. You needed to take off Wednesday night because it was your daughter's birthday, but your boss wouldn't listen. He was sick. All right. All right, she's folding them panties again. All right. So, Lacey, you had to go to work on Wednesday night and do the same thing you've been doing. You know, so fun. And you made another $28. Okay? Bummer. But Friday's here for you. Okay? Friday is here. So now, you would have made, if I got my math correct, and y'all don't correct me if I'm wrong, but she would have made about $120, right? But girlfriend, I gotta take out taxes on you. So I'm gonna give you 20, 40, 60, 80 bucks. Alright? So, yeah, give her the pouty face. Okay. So, how much did you just make? $800. And you worked, what, 12 hours that week total, maybe? How much did you make? $80. And she had to fold stanky panties, okay? So, you can see where the big money is, ladies. You can go out just 1 or 2 nights a week and earn an extra $500 to $600 just by jumping here and having fun. Or you can work for somebody else who sets your hours and pays you $80. All right?
We'll talk later.
Very good. All right, so that is my sponsoring activity, and then I follow it up with this. Now, most of you probably use guest surveys. This is something new that I'm doing, and I didn't bring the bracelets because I have to order some. But just take a couple of of tennis bracelets. You can put them on a bracelet bar, you can put them on a little O-ring or whatever you have, and you can pass them around the room. So what I do, this on here says it's time to glisten when you take a listen. So take just a few minutes to listen to a pre-recorded call. Okay, it asks for their name, their phone number, do you text, yes or no, and the best time to call you. Okay, and then I'm going to pass this around with pen. They're going to write all their information here, and then I'm going to send them home with a little slip of paper that has our opportunity presentation on it. Now, I am still going to follow up with them in 24 hours, okay? I'm going to let them know. I'm going to be calling you tomorrow, and I'm going to be asking you 4 questions about the call. Those questions are, number 1, while listening to the call, did you think of a need in your life that Premier could meet? This is the questions I'm asking them when I call them. The second question.
Do you tell them ahead of time?
No, when I call them, I ask them. The second question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your interest level in Premier? And you cannot circle a 5 because you have to have an opinion. Okay? All right, that is cheating. All right? Then the third question is, help me out here. Are you interested in hearing more? If they say yes here, I automatically schedule a time to meet with them the next day. So you're still getting in contact with them within 24 to 48 hours, okay? And then the last question is, can you think of somebody who should listen to this call that you think will be great at doing this or could use some extra income? That's referrals, okay? So that is what you are doing. This is what I'm doing. I have used guest surveys, and I've used them up until now, but I think this is great, and I actually got this idea from one of my good friends up in Pennsylvania. She's doing this. She had 2 training shows last Saturday. She got 10 names on this thing, and she was already sponsoring 2 of those, okay? 2 of those ladies as jewelers. But the key is follow-up, okay? So just make sure that you're following up with these ladies, all right? So that's just something new if you want to try that, okay?
If they put their name down, they get a bracelet.
Yes, if they put their name down, they get to take the bracelet.
On your recorded conference call, do you not have the price? Like, what would they need more information about?
Just if they had more questions, everything is on the call. Everything is on the call. And you can send them to Gayla Ungerer or Gail Foster or anybody's, pre-recorded call. The Drapers, whatever you have available. So, yeah.
Can you upload that to the Rockstar page?
Can we upload that to the Rockstar page?
The form.
If you give it to us.
Yeah.
I can give it to you. Yes. That's not on our page, is it? No? Okay. All right, yes. We will get that to Lacey, and we can do that. All right? Okay, so if you will implement these few things that I'm fixing to tell you about, then you can drum up some business, you can add shows to your calendar, and you can add prospects in your prospect bank. All right, so the first thing is your email address. How many of you have an email address that says something about jewelry, Premier, bling? Yeah? Okay, good, very good. All right, well, having an email address that promotes your business is a great conversation starter and will spark interest in people, okay? How many of you have been to Bell's Outlet or JCPenney or somewhere and they ask for your email address when you leave? Yeah? Okay. I can tell you that every time I give out my email address, the cashier smiles and she'll say something like, well, that's cute. And I'll tell you, my email address is jewelryboxlady@gmail.com. And so the other day I was in Maurice's and the lady asked for my email and I gave it to her and she's typing it in and she goes, do you make jewelry boxes? I was like, no, but I have a jewelry business. She goes, you do? I love what you're wearing. Boom, there she was. I got her name and number, and I'm going to tell you what I do in just a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But if they say, that's cute, you say, well, I needed a cute email address to go with my jewelry business. Or maybe they say, wow, that's a new one, never heard that. You could say, I know, girl, I needed a catchy email address for my jewelry business, okay? And most of the time, they'll say, what do you do? And then you just kind of go into your little 30-second commercial, your little spiel. So something like, I love this line, you run a Premier, right? And they're like, no, maybe I should have. Not really sure. And I said, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever, girl. I give a ton of free jewelry away at jewelry shows. And that day at Maurice's, I had just come from a jewelry show, and I said, I'm just coming back from one. So anyway, so I tell them I give away free jewelry, and I help ladies start successful home-based businesses. Isn't that awesome? And they're like, yeah, wow, what do you do? Do you have a card? And so they're just going to start asking, okay? So you see how we're just trying to get that conversation started. Okay, so the first way is your email address. So now when you reply to your cashier, you have to be excited. Okay, you might be having a crummy day, but you have to be excited about what you're saying. No one is going to want to do what you do or have a show with you if you look like you've been sucking on sour grapes. Okay, so just smile. All right. Okay. So a great email address is very important. If you have a boring email, change it. Okay? Make up something fun and easy to remember and market your business at every retail store in your area to all of the cashiers who probably hate their job and they may just be your next jeweler. Okay? Your second way you can drum up business is your voicemail. Alright? So, how many of you have voicemails and you don't have them set up? There's a few up in here. Okay. Put your hands up. All right. Recording your voicemail to include something about Premier simply reminds people that this is your business and it's not your hobby. Okay? This is the easiest way to let your friends and your family know, or to remind your friends and family that Premier is an important part of your life. You can record something like, "Hi, you've reached Kimberly with Premier Designs Jewelry. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you are a hostess or a customer, please leave a detailed message so I can be prepared to serve you when I return your call. Thanks and have a blessed day." Okay? One of my girls, she has on there, she has 3 little girls. They're all really tiny, and so she has office hours. And she puts on her voicemail, "My office hours are from 11 to 1 and 3 to 6, okay, or whatever it is, okay? So if that works for you, you can do something like that. Now, we're doing several things on this recording. We are, number 1, reminding our friends and family about our Premier business. We are letting people who don't know we do Premier know that we do Premier. Sometimes we have people call that we don't know who they are, okay, and they don't know us, they just have the wrong number, but they're going to know by the time they get on the phone that we do Premier. All right, and we are assuring our customers and our hostesses that they are important to us. So your homework assignment is to create an awesome email and change your voicemail, okay, to something about Premier. All right, the third thing is a digital, $10 off digital coupon. So do any of y'all have that? Have y'all heard of that? Well, my awesome husband created one for me. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to talk him up because he loves words of affirmation. He is just awesome. Yes, that is his love language. He is awesome. He is awesome. So here's what I do. I love a coupon, and everyone else loves coupons, okay? Now, I'm not one of those who clips all the coupons and goes to find the best deal. I can't do it. It stresses me out. But how many of you love the papaya necklace? Yes, you have it. How many of you have it? Good. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, wear that everywhere you go, okay? I have worn that and gotten the most compliments on that papaya necklace every time I go out. And I was walking through Target a couple weeks ago, and this lady, she says, "Ma'am," and I thought, I have something on me. You know, I'm with my mom, and she goes, "Where did you get that necklace?" And it was the papaya, and I had sea breeze with it. And I said, "Oh," and I looked because she caught me off guard, and I said, "Oh, I have a jewelry business," and my mom goes, "Oh, she sells it, she does home shows, and she gives it away for free." And I was like, "Thanks, Mom." So anyways, I was able to get this lady's number, and this is how I do it. I said, "Well, girl, I have an online catalog, and if you don't mind giving me your name and number, I'll just shoot you a text with a coupon and the link to my online catalog." It looks just like a coupon. It's $10 off. I punch in their name and number in my phone right then, and when I get to my car or wherever, I text them this coupon. Okay? They get this coupon. Now, if you want to know where you can find this, you can find a copy of it on our website, and it's www.premierpinkpanthers.com. Okay? And you'll click Panthers Only. We are the Pink Panthers. Are y'all laughing at me? Okay. You'll click Panthers Only and then Marketing. Okay? And it's under there. The coupon is in PowerPoint. And you can add your name, your website, your access code, and then email it to yourself. Download it to your smartphone. And you text it out like a picture. Okay?
Do you have a password on yours?
Yes, it's Panthers.
Panthers. Yes.
All lowercase.
All lowercase. Panthers.
You're awesome, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so you can do that there. You will be his best friend now. Yeah. All right, y'all can just encourage each other, right? All right, so, but But the key to the coupon is following up with the person that you sent it to within 24 hours. And so I let them know that I'll be following up with them. And it can just be a quick text or it can be a phone call. And you might just say, hey Susan, this is Kimberly. We met at Ross yesterday. I was wondering if you had had a chance to browse the catalog yet and wanted to see if you'd like to redeem your $10 coupon. I'll double that to 20 if you'll book a party and get some free jewelry. Okay? You can do anything that you want to do with it, all right? But this is also a great way to ask, have they ever had an experience with Premier? Then ask them if they can, if you can tell them about the different services that we offer. Take a couple of minutes to tell them about our hostess plan, and you can even ask if they have ever thought about doing something like this. Okay? All right, the fourth way to drum up business is go out to eat. Who likes to eat? Of course, we all do, right? So go out to eat, and this is a really big one. Go out to eat to interview your waitress, okay? To be a jeweler, all right? How many of you talk to your waitresses when you go to eat about Premier? Very good. All right, well, we do all the time. And I'll tell you, Jonathan is a great conversation starter. And so, I'm going to tell myself, but we love to go to Cracker Barrel because if you notice, the waitresses have stars across their aprons, okay? So the last time we were in, which was Saturday night, we had a waitress who had 3 stars on her apron. So we asked, what do those stars mean? What do they represent? And she told us that they are required to take tests that are based on situational experiences. What would you do in this situation? If this happened in the kitchen or out here, okay? But what that tells me is that the more stars that waitress has, the better she is with people's needs, okay? And the better jeweler she will make. Everybody's going to flood Cracker Barrel after tonight, okay? So here is the key. When you're out to eat, you need to get to know your waitress. But not in a stalker kind of way, and I think you mentioned that earlier. Not in a stalker kind of way. So when she comes to the table and introduces herself, Jonathan always says, so Ashley, are you the most awesome waitress here? And she'll say, of course. She loves that. And so most of the time that's what they'll say. And then as she brings your drinks and your food, just continue to compliment her. Unless she's being rude, which rarely happens. Remember to say thank you as she's filling your glass. And I would say that most of these girls are overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. Okay? So a continuous phrase like thank you is going to go a long way for her. Then you can say something like, how long have you worked here? Are you from the area? And I know, just like Gainesville, we have a university in Valdosta, and we have a lot of young waitresses who are, here and they're in school, and or if she has stars on her apron, you might say, how'd you get those stars on your apron? And let her tell you, okay? But try to get to start a conversation and get to know her. And then when she brings your ticket, we always say something like this, and he usually does it. He leads into it, and then I take over. He says, can I ask you something? Have you ever heard of Premier Designs? And most people in our area say no. They say no, And he'll say, well, Kimberly, my wife, has been doing Premier now for 5 years, and we are always looking for ladies with personality, and I think you would just be great at what she does. And she's like, well, what do you do? Well, I give away free jewelry, and Premier pays me 50% of everything I sell. And I was just thinking that you would be great at this. And so then listen to her response, and then say, well, I know you're busy, but are you on Facebook? Okay? Facebook, friend them, okay? And most of the time they are and say, well, can I friend you on Facebook and send you some more information about Premier? We have never had a hostess tell us no, or like a waitress tell us no. We've had hostesses tell us no. We've never had a waitress tell us no, okay? But whip out your phone, friend them on Facebook while they're standing there, and if they do say no, say, okay, well, I want you to know I've really enjoyed sitting at your table. When you leave, Jonathan, he's really good at this again, he always writes on the back of the receipt, thank you for being an awesome waitress. We really enjoyed sitting at your table, with a nice little tip. So anyways, when you do friend them on Facebook though, send them the number to one of the recorded OP calls and then follow up with them a couple of days later. Okay? We found out this week that our waitress was a school teacher and she was just working a couple of nights through the summer to make some extra money. So it sounds to me like she needs Premier. Okay? All right. So the fifth thing you can do is Facebook. Facebook. How many of you, now I know a lot of jewelers are afraid to use Facebook to market their business, but if you're not using social media to attract your customers and your hostesses and your prospects and those waitresses that you've been talking to, then you are missing out on a huge opportunity. So if you use Facebook correctly, it can open up many doors for you, and it can add shows to your calendar, and it can increase retail. Now, I will tell you, do not depend on Facebook. Do not rely on it, okay? I put stuff out there all the time, but it's just for them to see. So tip number 1 for your Facebook post, do not beg for shows. Okay? We never want people to feel like we are in a position of desperation. I've had some jewelers do that, and I'm just like, don't do that. Oh. So anyways, it's not cute. It's not cute. And constantly posting and asking people to host shows, it makes us look like our calendar is struggling. And it makes people question the success of Premier's business opportunity. So do not get on there and beg for shows, okay? Tip number 2 is don't be afraid of Facebook. It just takes a little practice, okay? And if you're friends on my page and you see anything I post, you are more than welcome to use that, okay? So you can friend me and anything you see, he posted. You can use that and just, take it and put it in your little post box and post it, all right? So how do we correctly market our business on Facebook? On your timeline. First, you have to let people know that you're part of Premier. Do your friends even know that you do Premier? Yeah? We have to let people know what we do. And so you want to post things like, wow, I just gave Lacey $400 in free jewelry. I had the best time hanging out with her and her friends. Or I'm on my way to a jewelry show to hang out with Susie and her friends, and I can't wait for it. I'm so excited. You're just wanting to post things like that. And guys that are in here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Post for your wife and tag her in it. Jonathan did a whole training on this. You can encourage your wife this way. Put it on there. My wife's at a jewelry show and I'm home with the kids. She's bringing home some dough. Woohoo! Okay, tag her in it. Okay, tag her in it, and talk her up a little bit. So share fashion boards that show our awesome jewelry and the different ways you can wear it. So just share a board every now and then. Share tips like moisture is the #1 enemy of high fashion jewelry, right? Or the chalk trick, okay? You can take a piece of chalk, put it in your jewelry box, and it helps deter the tarnishing. It pulls the moisture out of your jewelry, okay? You can do the little silica packages in your shoes. They do the same thing, and I tell them, ladies, go out and buy a pair of new shoes and just tell your husband you need the silica package, okay? All right. Share that they should rotate their jewelry in and out of their wardrobe to get the most life out of it. Okay, but talking about your business and your product will spark interest and will raise your level of credibility as a jewelry lady. All right, look for needs on Facebook. Now, I don't suggest using people's circumstances to share Premier, but every once in a while, I will read a post and think, wow, they could really use Premier. And so a couple weeks ago, I saw where a friend on Facebook had posted that she was looking for a job and she hadn't been able to find one, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to share Premier with her. So I messaged her on Facebook, and this is what I said. I'm going to read it to you because I can't even remember. But I said, hey girl, I was scrolling through Facebook and saw your post from yesterday. Before I start, I want you to know that I don't usually do this through Facebook because I don't want to be labeled as the crazy jewelry lady. Nor do I want people to think I'm playing off of their circumstances, but I felt led to share Premier with you. I too was in a place 4 years ago where I wanted to be home with my kids, but I wanted to contribute to our monthly budget. Even went out and filled out applications with no success, but God had other plans and brought Premier into our lives. I don't know if you've ever considered a business like this or if you even would. Premier's been going strong for 29 years now. We're a Bible-based company and debt-free. As a jeweler, we make 50% of every sale from day one. We have absolutely no quotas, so you can work as little or as much as you'd like, and there are no territories, so you can practically go anywhere and do this within the U.S. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in hearing more about, I'd love to set a time to meet with you and your husband to share Premier with you. And that's all it is, just sharing. There's absolutely no obligation, just info. Thanks. And so I didn't hear from her for a couple of days, and then she messaged me back and she said, okay, I've talked to my husband. I want to meet with you and your husband. She's a jeweler today, and she's rocking it out. Okay? So look for needs. And it's all about just keeping your eyes open no matter where you are, in the mall, out to eat, or on Facebook. Okay, just keeping those eyes open. Now, before their show, you can create Facebook events for each of your hostesses. I normally don't let my hostess create the event. You create the event and add her as a host so she can post things on the event. Now, yeah, I was just going to tell y'all, I had a hostess post a show, and on the way here, I looked, and she said, my show's tomorrow night, and I was like, oh my geez, and I'd already scheduled a training show tomorrow night with a new jeweler. and I had her down for Thursday nights. So there was a big mix-up, but she had it all over Facebook that her show was tomorrow night. So guess what? We had to reschedule. All right. So, but if you mail invitations for your show, I want you to keep doing that. I'm not talking about replacing that step, but in addition to mailed and hand-delivered invitations, you need to create Facebook events. And I encourage my hostesses to do that, but I encourage them to personally call and invite everybody on your guest list. There is nothing more important than a personal phone call, okay? They can look over an invitation, they'll stick it on that refrigerator, and they'll forget about it, okay? So, personal phone call, just keep in touch with them. And this will allow the hostess to see who's coming to the show, if you have this on Facebook, and who's not. And this will give her an idea of who she can share the online catalog with. This will allow the host, let's see, you can post fun messages on the event, reminding the guests about the RSVP drawing. You can post pictures, you can post fashion boards with our new line. You can take polls from your guests. You can do all sorts of fun things, okay? And let the guests on the event know that they can help her out and help the hostess get a $50 gift for more free jewelry if they book their own show. And let them know that they'll receive a special gift from you. And usually I give away free shipping when they host a party. Okay? That's easy. The idea behind these Facebook events is to create excitement before the show even starts. Okay? Add event guests to your friends list. So these ladies who are added to this event, add them to your friend list. Okay? Friend them on Facebook. And this is a great way to keep in touch with the guest after the show. So do y'all do the 2+2+2 customer care calls? Some of you? Okay. Well, I like this idea for the 2-day communication because sometimes I'm really busy. But if you call and you like that, continue calling, okay? But you could just message them 2 days after. Hey there, just want to thank you for coming to the party last night and supporting Courtney. I know it meant a lot to her. We're supposed to close her show today, so your pieces should be here sometime next week. Also, if you ever want to get the girls together and get some free bling, just let me know. Thanks again. Now, as far as the 2-week call to check on the jewelry and the 2-month call to remind them about the guarantee, I would keep that to a phone conversation. Okay? Now, you can also post after the show and let the ladies who weren't able to make it know that they can still place an order until whatever date you're going to close out. Okay? Now, have an exclusive hostess and customer Facebook group. How many of you have a group for your customers and hostesses? Very good. Okay. I do, and this is a secret group, meaning only you can add members and only they can see what you post. This group is a great way to advertise hostess and customer promotions and give them exclusive offers to the jewelry. And every now and then we'll post like a $10 coupon with an expiration date, and they can use it on anything in the catalog. I'll let them use it at upcoming shows they may be coming to. And they love that. And the point is just to keep reminding people who you are and what you do. Okay, don't let them forget about you. An online catalog mystery hostess show. Has anybody done that? Online catalog mystery hostess shows. Online, okay? So, how many of you are taking advantage of the online catalog? You have it? Okay, good. Well, remember the online catalog is going to be a very useful tool for your business. And the $9.99 a month is tax deductible. So if you don't have it, get it. And I used to spend probably $50 a month mailing out catalogs to friends and family members of our hostesses, and then we never get our catalogs back, okay? So the online catalog has been a huge money saver for us. But here's an idea. Let your customers know that when they place their order by whatever date, they'll be placed into a drawing for free jewelry. Now this is the online catalog show, okay? So they'll receive 20% of the retail sales in free jewelry, and they can purchase one item at half price. And you can also throw in for them, from you, $25 in free jewelry when they participate. This is on your customer and hostess page, okay? And then I would, limit that to your closed group, all right? But I could take another hour talking about ways to get noticed outside of home shows, but I'm going to stop there. But one thing I will remind you of is that I could go on and on about how to get bookings, but the only person who can book shows is you, okay? You can book shows for you. Back in October when we were in Jacksonville, Gail Foster talked about the dip. And this business is full of peaks and valleys. When we're high, and when we're low, okay? And it's not necessarily how you handle the good times. It's all about how you handle that little dip that you're in. Okay, and she also talked about our comfort zone. So if you can just imagine a circle, That would be called your comfort zone. And your life right now is inside of that comfort zone. It represents the same dead-end job you've been working, the job that you dread waking up and going to on Monday mornings, and it represents how you feel about yourself and current circumstances. So everything you want is outside of that comfort zone. So think about it. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting the same results. So it's going to take getting outside of your comfort zone, doing things a little differently, and getting a little uncomfortable to see what God has waiting for us outside of that comfort zone. Now, some people finally do get brave enough to step outside of that comfort zone. Then an unexpected doctor bill comes in, or your car breaks down. How many of you have had that happen? Or some other kind of financial hardship comes along. And you know what we do? We start looking at our friends who are working 2 jobs, and we say, well, I could go out and get another job making $7 an hour and folding pennies. But you know what you just did? You just ran back to that comfort zone. So I know times get hard. We all face unexpected things, but keep on keeping on. Keep sharing Premier with other ladies. Keep doing those customer care calls. Keep holding those jewelry shows. And one day, you will be up on that mountain of success, and you will be looking at all the people who ran back into their comfort zone and ran back into that little circle. So get busy. Get out of your comfort zone. You can do this business. Okay?
Give me a woo-hoo if you learned one thing from her. Now listen, she just gave you like a pile of nuggets, right? Okay, like a ton. And so this is what I want you to do. You're going to keep them all right here, but what I want you to do is think about one nugget that she said that you can change in your business today and tomorrow and the next day in order to make some momentum in what you're doing, okay? Because she gave you a ton. If you just implement 1 or 2, it can make a huge difference, all right? So raise your hand if you have 1 or 2. Okay, we don't have time to do greets, but I want you to turn your part like somebody next to you. And I want you have 2 minutes, 2 minutes to share one thing that you're going to change. If I don't see you talking, I'm going to make you say in the microphone. All right, 2 minutes.
You want to take yours out too?
Hey, y'all need to hear about Jesus, so hush. I'm jewelry naked. Oh, gosh. There we go. Feeling a little awkward. Okay, so I just want to read to y'all a little bit of stuff here. Lacey says I have to be quick. And again, I don't have my glasses. But this is from Acts 2, 42 through 47. So y'all just listen for a second. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe, and many wonders and miraculous signs were done by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. Selling their possessions and goods, they gave to anyone as he had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. So Luke is writing about these new believers and how they devoted themselves. So it got me thinking, what does devoted mean? It means being committed and dedicated to a purpose. These new believers were dedicated to each other and a common purpose. What struck me in a huge way, I think, was the things that they did were so ordinary and simple. They prayed together, they ate together, they fellowshiped together, and then they praised God. Nothing especially exciting, yet that yielded huge results. They were adding to the number of new believers daily. This passage, to me, pretty much summed up the epitome of Christianity and what it should look like. So I read this on Friday, and all I could think about was our Premier family, really, and the way that we do things and how we do it in a similar way, and how we can apply those things to our businesses, too. So we've kind of created that sort of environment here. I feel like, we're praying together, we share a common bond, we eat, and we hopefully encourage one another. We have some amazing leaders and role models in our Premier family. Not only are they successful, they're devoted. They're devoted to me, they're devoted to you, they're devoted to Premier, but most importantly, God.
It sort of had me thinking of a star athlete and the hours of sweat they have to give to be successful, the sacrifices, the time, the aching muscles. And we don't get a glimpse of all that, the nitty-gritty behind the scenes stuff. We only see the recognition and the success. So all those leaders you look up to, the executive directors, and you think, wow, I wish that was me. It's not by accident, it's not luck. They put in hard work and consistent effort to get where they were. The everyday simple routines of calling people, following up, the ordinary things, the low shows, the no shows, they were devoted through the good and the bad. When they would rather stay home in their pajamas and watch a movie with their hubby, they went out and they did that show anyway. So what about you? Are you committed to your business? Just like the early church, we must devote ourselves to practicing the same things over and over. We have to continue to learn from our leaders, and we will see the fruit. This is where structure and provision meet.
There you go.